Today I want to answer this question, and it goes something like this. Hey Jaimie, you're putting all this crazy amount of effort into what you're doing. How do you know you're doing the right thing? How do you know you're not just wasting your effort? Alright, first of all, I don't know that I'm doing the right thing. I just make a best guess and then go and do stuff. And if it all blows up in my face, then I try something else. But whatever I'm doing, I put 100% into it. I want to give as much effort as I can, and I don't consider that to be wasted effort, even if I go down this path and have to backtrack a lot and then go somewhere else. Because when I look back on my life, I never regret the times I tried. I never regret the times that I put a lot of effort into something, even if it was a total disaster. I regret the times that I didn't do something. Here's an example. I once drove 8 hours to meet this girl, and she wasn't there. It turned out she just got scared and nervous and hid, basically. It happens a lot. I maybe felt a little bit of rejection at the time, and I was kind of bummed out. I was like, oh well. But I didn't have to carry any regret with me because I knew that I gave it a try. I put myself out there, and it didn't work out, but I tried. So I didn't have to remember that, I didn't do the thing that maybe could have led to something. No, I did the thing, I tried, it didn't lead to something, so I could comfortably move on with my life. Now, I've spoken with this girl since then, and she, every once in a while, brings this up. Oh, I can't believe I chickened out that time, and she has to carry this regret around with her because she didn't give something a chance. And I know there's this big thing about people saying, oh, I have no regrets in my life. Well, I just think that's stupid, first of all. I think that's someone who has either so many regrets or is so just cowardly they can't even look at their past objectively and say, yeah, this went well, this didn't go well, I wish I did this, I wish I didn't do that. You should be able to look back on your life and comfortably recognize your regrets. It's not a big deal. Anyway. And then there are a lot of things where I put incredible amounts of effort in for years. Like I used to run track, basically running around in a circle. And that didn't do anything for my life. It didn't progress my life in any way. I didn't get a house out of it, or I didn't I didn't learn to grow food or anything. I didn't meet a lot of people doing that. If anything, I probably isolated myself more than anything else. And I won all these races and broke all these records, and that stuff's all written down somewhere in some place that I'll never see. And I mean, no one is ever going to see that stuff. It's not. There's no real value in all those aspects. But what I did take with me, and what I have with me now, is the strength I gained from putting all that effort in, doing this training. Doing things where I got to a point where I was so tired I could barely stand, and then it's like, okay, go run 400 meters as fast as I can. And then again. And I carry the strength I gained from that with me now. And that's why I don't think there are a lot of situations where there's wasted effort. Maybe there might be something I can think of. But generally speaking, there's no such thing as wasted effort. If I start a project and I just go all out on it, like the project I'm working on right now. I'm building this castle on an island. I don't know that it's the right thing to do. I don't know that I'm going to even be able to do it. But I'm going after it with everything I've got. And if at some point, now I don't think this is going to happen. I'm pretty sure it's going to go very well, and I'm just going to have to go through a lot of difficulty to get there. But if it all blows up in my face and the whole thing falls over or whatever, I still will have gained a lot of understanding of architecture and physics and all this stuff and materials, and I will have gained the strength, like the physical strength and the mental strength of putting all that effort in, and I'll be able to put all that effort into the next thing that I figure out. So there isn't a lot of wasted effort that I would recognize in the world, unless it's just people doing just terrible, horrible, evil things. But aside from that, people trying to do their best in whatever they're doing, there's no wasted effort. Give it 100%, and then if things fail, know that you went for it and you gave it a try, and then you can move on comfortably with your life and try the next thing. On the other hand, going at something 100% gives it the best chance of success. So you may find that you keep succeeding at all these things that people said were really difficult or impossible or blah blah blah. I just don't see any downside to giving a huge effort. And there's no way that you can know that you're doing the right thing. There is no really right thing. You just have to look at your life and say, hey, what's the best thing I could do? Okay, this. According to all, based on all the information I currently have and the ideas I can muster at the moment, this is the best thing I can think of to do. And then do that, 100%. And if 4 months from now you come up with a better idea, and maybe you have to scrap some of that stuff you did, go do that better idea. Just keep doing the best thing you can think of, and go all out. There's just no downside to it. Because the alternative is to sit around and do nothing. And put it this way, if you try 999 times and totally fail, and then on the 1000th time you succeed at something, you'll still have succeeded at more things than someone who sat around and did nothing for all those years. Plus, you'll get all the strength of all that effort you put in all those 999 times. You don't have to necessarily bring physical objects or, life progress with you on everything you do. A lot of times you just get personal strength, and that is something you carry around with you anywhere you go. Alright, I'm going to go exercise some of my personal strength and try to do some good stuff today.